In today's narrated submission grappling training, I was at open mat getting ready for some nogi training. Coach is like, hey Crystal, that guy over there is an MMA fighter. Why don't you go have a round with him? The guy within 25 pounds of me. We slap hands. He tells me he is a pro MMA fighter. He's had pro fights. I was like, hey, you want to train with slaps? Combat style jiu-jitsu? And he's like, no, I'm good. How about we just train nogi submission grappling? We start grappling, and if you're going for a submission grappling tournament or maybe an MMA fight, there was a black belt that did a Pareto of the last high-level jiu-jitsu competition, and this was the exchange that happened the most. Here's what's going on. I am going in for a trip to get a single leg takedown by doing an outside trip. In order for me to land an outside trip, which I landed in my first MMA fight, I have to get him going backward. In order to get an uchimata, you have to go forward. The movements are counteracting in such perfect vectors, and I'm already wrapped around his leg. The person is being loaded on your leg, so they're kind of like doing some of the work for you. Counters my single leg takedown with an uchimata. When you find yourself on your back, let's talk defense. The most important time for you to react is before your back even hits the mat. Right when my back hits the mat, I immediately try to get an underhook and my butterfly hooks in. Back step to pass my guard. Immediately I am hip bumping to get that far side underhook, because once you get the underhook, you have a lot of different escapes at your disposal, but getting that underhook is key. So from here, I am working to use my underhook. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you.
Now that I escape, sleep, walk away.
Either slide out and gain back control, or grab a single leg like I'm doing here in order to come up. And again, he uses the same principle as the uchimata to sweep me down, and I'm still holding on to that leg and dragging it towards me in order to create the angle. That way I can pop up and take his back from this position. From here, I'm really surprised that he didn't go for any chokes. He did a technique called turning and running, which is a defense against leg attacks. And anytime somebody does that, my inner voice is always like, Mortal Kombat, get over here. It's always good to get inside position. As you can see from this clinch, I'm trying to snap him down to the ground and gain control of one of his legs. He shoots in, they capture that rear leg with his right hand, and if he pulls that in, then I'm going to the ground. If anybody is ever trying to double leg you, you can do a couple of things. A common wrestling response is to sprawl. You can even pivot out of them getting control of that rear leg. If you cut the angle hard enough, they can completely miss your leg. At the least, if you post out that back leg, it will give you time in order to set up this attack. A classic counterattack to a double leg takedown is a guillotine. And when you guillotine, there's a couple of super important things that you can do on different levels. At the very least, whatever side you're guillotining, if you have their head in your left arm, you want to put your right leg up, and if you have their head in your right arm, you want to put your left leg up. You want to stop them from crossing over your body, because then it's going to set you up to be arm triangled if you don't do that. Now, here's the next level, okay? I want to fall onto my right side. That way it's putting all of his weight on the leg that he would have to get up to defend this. And somebody can't raise their leg if all of their weight is on it. And that's another key tip here, is to, instead of falling to your back, fall to your side. And this is why. When you fall to your side, you also have the opportunity to turn this guillotine hold into a sweep. So you have like a guillotine choke, and you can also use the guillotine grip to do this guillotine sweep. If you've ever trained live, you know that if you have a guillotine on somebody and you are on your back and they pop their head out, your arms are spent, and then you're on the bottom position. And in an MMA fight, that means you're getting punched in the face, your arms are dead, and now you have to defend against ground and pound because you're on the bottom, which completely sucks. You can set yourself up to not only have the guillotine, but also land and mount. That way, if the guillotine doesn't work, you still have top position. So here, I land on my side, and I decide to forfeit the guillotine to pull up on his elbow and complete the sweep. Because position before submission, like I would rather get top position and work attacks from top position than be on the bottom. So here he does a great job of, he's trying to turn out of it, and he gives me his back, but he turns again, and I needed to get that far side hook in order to gain back control through the roll, but that's okay. I have half guard here, and I'm working my half guard pressure passing. I just need to get my leg out from between his, and right now he's posting on my left leg in order to try to prevent the pass. So right here he puts me into a butterfly guard, and I am working on some game from here, so definitely subscribe if you haven't, because I have been working some body lock, tight waist passing that now this would be no problem to pass with like a simple hip switch. So anytime you're inside somebody's guard, see how I'm following his hips? It's important to follow their hips, that way you can maintain top position. And he tries to go for a sweep, I post out, I gain, I'm trying to basically choke him. He circles out of it, and then from here, I'm going to have his head and arm, I'm going for a triangle, and he's doing a great job of defending the triangle. Anytime that you're inside a triangle, a great defense is to take the arm that's within the triangle and post on their thigh, and then rotate your butt in the opposite direction in order to break the triangle. And that's exactly what this is, a classic escape, and this is great. So from here, I have a Kimura grip on him. Once you get this Kimura grip, it really sets up not only the attack, but you can also hip out and take the back from there. So right now I'm in risk of being Americana'd because he is isolating my arm. So that's why I turned on my right side, and the round is done. It always goes by so fast. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope this gentleman comes back and trains, because anytime that you're training with somebody that's around the same size as you, with comparable, like with skills similar to yours, it is just like the funnest thing ever. I haven't seen him come back on a Saturday since, so hopefully, you know, he comes back and trains with me, because please, come train with me. Come back. Until next time, keep on training, keep on thinking about things you love about the experience, and setting your intentions to, you know, just have a good time and believe. All right, until next time, bye.
I'm going back. Go. One of these, two of these, die. Three of these props. I don't want to hear about your records and big numbers, cause I was up top 7 winners and 6 summers. Cuffed all on that bus, locked me all the way down. Now I'm all the way up.